Okay. All right. So we on the next episode of the ShalaarTalks podcast with your host Shalar. You feel me? I got a very special guest on here. You know what I mean? A very special guest. You know, I can't give too many details. That's why I do what I do on my podcast. But I'm gonna just go ahead and bring him on early so we can go ahead and get into what we talking about. We got Nash in the building.
Okay. Here I am.
All right. We live. But before we get into a topic, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Let's do it.
All
What you
right.
got for me?
So if somebody came up to you and told you you got to punch your father in the face for $100 million, would you do it?
Oh man, that's a big one. Um, that's tough, man. I'm pretty sure it's probably something me and Pops could work out after that lick.
You just gonna get you one in real quick. And
I'm probably gonna have to take you know what I'm saying, a few million of that 100 to go get my teeth fixed.
it's gonna be some furniture moving in the house.
Yes, boy, Pops
Yeah,
don't play. I
I
learned a
know.
lot from Pop. I learned a lot from Pop, man. So I got a lot of respect for Pop.
Of course, always. But so that question was just to lighten up the show real quick before we get into the topic. Um, we're just gonna go ahead and introduce. I'm gonna be a great host and let you go ahead and introduce the topic of what we talking about. This is you the one that brought it to my attention. You know what I mean? So let me go ahead and let you introduce the topic this week.
We went over so many, um, but I think one of the things that we actually talked about was um, the culture of Black people and them feeling like with their family members or relatives, their entitlement for help or support. I mean, support is one thing, but just to feel like they're entitled to be there for them or to give them money was a major concern, and we wanted to shed some light on that for y'all. Um, we all done been in some situations where we done had a relative or a close family member or a sister or brother, and we was in a position that we could have did something to help them out or could may have not been in a position to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But because they felt like we was in a position to do it, it changed the dynamics of the relationship, and we wanted to just kind of speak a little bit on that topic. So I won't, you know what I'm saying? Since I got the chance to introduce the subject, I'm gonna hit you with the first question,
All
you
right.
know. So you're newly college grad, congratulations to you,
Appreciate
you
it.
know, uh, you know, fresh first generation college graduate kid, you feel
Mm-hmm.
me? Um, yeah, with a BA. Shit, from another state. Shout out to you. But,
Appreciate you.
now that you've created some kind of accolades and success for yourself and being responsible and moving up in the world, how would you feel if one of your relatives called you and they needed to borrow $1,000 for rent? And they told you that they know you had it and they needed to borrow it or they was going to get put out and lose their house with their kids. What would be your take on that?
All right. So
And that's just a part one. That's just a part one. So it's a part two to it as well.
all right. So you know, I man. So them knowing I got it and me get having it is different than it's two totally different things. So I ain't even gonna lie, I watch a lot of interviews. So Jalen Ramsey said it the best. You know, I got it, but I don't got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've been, I've already been faced with not such serious situations like that, but I've already been faced with some situations like that when people need to borrow money, and then they think I got it, but I don't got it. But you know, now I'm going back and forth with you about my finances. You know what I mean? So
They asking you questions and you're feeling like you got to validate yourself. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, like you be ready to take a picture of
That's
your bank account and send it. Like I don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's one of
You've
those
been in a
deals where,
situ
yeah, you
you've
play it
been in a
game.
situation like that before. Okay, well what okay, let's just say you was in a situation and that came about and you told the person you didn't have the money
Hmm.
and they told you they know you got the money and if you let them get put out of their house, you and them not gonna be cousins anymore, or the relationship you have with them as a sister is gonna change, or as an uncle, you could consider them dead. What would the play be like that way then? And let's just say you in a position, well, okay, first off, answer the question, and then I'm gonna put some variables in there on the question because I want to know what it's like if you actually got the money to help them, or do it actually depends on the type of person they are? Are you going to give them the money? Because sometimes we'll help out other people more frequently than we would help out another. And to me, I will help out somebody that has a job versus someone that always wants to borrow money. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, that question. First of all, I'm gonna be, I'm gonna be 100% honest. I don't care who you are. You give me an ultimatum, you're not getting it. I don't care whether I
Oh,
got
okay.
it or not.
Okay.
Cause the second you tell me if I don't do something, then this, I'm looking at you like, okay, one, you not even coming here in good faith. You did, you just thought I was gonna give it to you. You did how you doing? Hey, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
okay, you got bills, I got bills. How you know me giving you this $1,000 ain't gonna put me in a bad position? You know what I mean? You not worried
Got it.
about me. You worried about what you going through. Granted, you family. Like, all right, cool. You know, all right, cuz I can slide you 200. I need the full 1,000. Okay, now I'm gonna take my 200 back. Cause now you not like you
You
ain't
prime.
yeah you ain't coming to me cause you need it. You coming to me cause you want it from me. And I don't like that.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
owe you
more of
nothing.
like a hustle. It's more of like a hustle. Have
It's
you been
a
in a have you been in a situation where you lost a relative? Um, well, let me ask you this. Okay, boom. Let's just say you loan them the money,
mm-hmm,
right? And let's just say you loan them the money, right?
mm-hmm,
And let's just say you really don't have it to lose, but you can appropriate it to help them out so they don't lose their home.
right,
Let's just say $1,000, family member in an uncomfortable position. You know, I think the time frame to pay something like that back would be about 2 or 3 months. Because if you're in an uncomfortable position, you're not going to come up with $1,000 sporadically.
right,
You're going to have to save a few checks and put something with a little something else and come up with an extra few hustles, but it's going to take about 90 days to do that, I would think, in today's society.
right.
So 3 months, let's just say they supposed to pay you back. Month three go back, month three go by. It's the 15th of that day in the month is the day that they're supposed to make the payment. You don't hear from them,
Mm-hmm,
right? So the next day go by, you like, damn, John ain't called. He's supposed to pay me on Friday. It's Saturday,
right,
so you don't say nothing. Sunday, on Monday, um, you call John. You like, hey John, what's up, man? I called to check in on you. He like, hey man, I know I'm supposed to get with you, man. I got some stuff going on. I'm gonna hit you right back. He hang up the phone on you.
mm-hmm,
You feel me? All right. So you wait a few days. John don't hit you back. You call him again.
mm-hmm.
John don't pick up the phone. So you don't talk to John again until Friday. On Friday, the next Friday that he done been dodging you all the way. Well, he's supposed to pay you on Friday. A whole week of him dodging you from that Friday done went around.
Mm-hmm.
We at the next Friday, a week later. So you text him, you're like, hey man, you need to call me right now, man. Like, what's up with my money?
Mm-hmm.
You know, he don't call. He like, all right, man. I'm gonna call you when I get off work or whatever. He don't call, so you wind up calling him. When you call him, he give you a story on the why he don't have the money,
Mm.
and he gonna need a little bit more time to pay you. What kind of conclusion that puts you in with him? And when you tell him that the agreement of the payment was for y'all to exchange the return of the payment on this day, and that was the agreement, he telling you how you sweating him and he don't got the money right now and you knew he was messed up, but he gonna get it back to you whenever he can. What kind of situation that put you in at that point? Because African Americans, man, we'll do that.
You
We'll
will.
be dead in the wrong and try to boss up on somebody.
Exactly.
Like John in his feelings now, and he vulnerable because he can't pay back the loan that he agreed, and now he trying to get all in your chest. How do you take that?
Well. First of all, John ain't got 3 months with me.
John ain't got 3 months.
John ain't got 3 months. John ain't
How
got
long?
three
How long?
weeks. John,
Huh? John,
John,
John. You said John only got 3 weeks.
John only got 3 weeks. Now let me tell you why John got 3 weeks. Because if you asking me for money, I know you don't got it. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna play it the smart way, right? If John need $1,000 from me, John gonna tell me exactly why he need that $1,000, right? We gonna put paperwork on the table because $1,000 is a lot of money. Because people get hurt by 200, so 1,000 is a lot of money.
We gonna put paperwork on the table about $1,000.
We gonna put paperwork on the table by $500. we
And what
we
kind of paper? What kind of paperwork? A contract?
we gonna write out a contract because the last thing I want to do is do something stupid and go to jail about $1,000, right?
Okay, so let's just say what's the contract supposed to do? You really gonna take John to court by $1,000?
I'm gonna take John to court about $1,000 because John need to understand that his decisions have consequences. John, out before I go to jail about $1,000, I'll make sure he go to jail about $1,000.
You ain't gonna go. Okay, let's just say you take John to court, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he lose in court,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then what? The court awards you the money? Nah, they don't award you the money. They just put a lien on John property until he can pay you the $1,000.
And then
But
John
if he
lose his
still
house
don't,
anyway.
but if he still don't got the $1,000, let's just say John don't own no house. John don't own no car. John don't own nothing but a few gold teeth, and he got them in his mouth. You feel me?
Come up off him. Because John go get Shalar his money. That's all I know. If he don't get
John,
Shalar his money, John going to jail for until I
John,
get
John
my
to
money.
jail.
And if he go to jail about $1,000, John put himself in that position because Shallar's still working and he living free. He just want his $1,000, and it ain't even about the $1,000 with me. It's about the principle of it. Like, if you need $1,000, don't tell me you're gonna pay me back. And if I tell you you gotta pay me back, don't say okay, I got you, and then act like I ain't give you $1,000. So for me, it's more I'm putting this legal thing in place because me knowing you're not gonna pay me, I'm not gonna be the only one mad about $1,000.
Got it.
That's just, but that's for me because you can go about it a different way. You can rough John up. You can do this, do that, and then John baby moms or John mom or aunt calling the cops on you. Then you in jail, and then it's he say she say in court. Versus me putting this paper on the table and saying, you know what, I ain't even gonna touch you. This is a contract you signed. We just gonna go to court about it.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
But that's
That's
just me
down.
playing it in terms of I'm not about to do something stupid over this money. I knew you weren't gonna pay me back. I'm gonna just show you that what you're doing have consequences, and you ain't gonna do it to me
Cool.
no more, or you ain't gonna call me no more. I'm fine either way.
Have you fell out with some family members over money before?
Nah, cause you know the family members I loan money to. I loan. So the family members I let hold money is usually not a substantial amount where I'll be mad about. It's $25, $30 here, $40 here, or I know,
Nothing substantially.
yeah, or I know I'm gonna get it back soon down the road. Like if my brother asks to borrow some money, I know he gonna send it back. I ain't worried about it. You feel me? Or
Got it.
like somebody else be like, hey, I need 100 and I got 50. I know I'm not expecting to get it back, but
Yeah.
it's some money where I'm just like, that's a lot. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, no.
What's a lot? What's a lot to let somebody hold?
For me, it's like 200. But I say 200 because 200 go a long way.
Where
200 go a long way. Like
where at?
200, you can get that's a week worth of food. That's groceries. That's that. If you want to go on a nice dinner date, you go spend at least 150. You got 50 left.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, like it. You know what I mean? Like 200 may not. If when I say go a long way, it ain't gonna pay your bills. But if you use
But it'll get
200,
you by. It'll get you
yeah,
by.
until your next check.
Yeah.
You know how long I live 2 weeks off of 100. You know what I
You
mean?
you live 2 weeks off 100?
You can. You can't do
Yeah.
nothing fun, but you gonna live 2 weeks off 100.
Yeah.
You ain't going out,
Yeah.
but you go. You know
Yeah.
you'll be okay. You can get a little ice
Gas,
cream
gas,
cone.
gas gonna get 60 of that or 50, depending on what kind of car you drive.
Exactly. So it's like that 200 go a long way. So I can't. If you ask me for anything over 150, we gotta talk. I'm gonna need to know why you need it and when you gonna pay me back. I ain't gonna put a contract on the table by 200, but as soon as we get to that 500 range, that's when I'm gonna get a contract involved. Cause now you're talking about bill money.
Yeah. Well, sounds like you stiff when it comes to your money, brother.
I am. You can call me Mr. Crab because I may not be struggling, but I like your life can't be more important than mine. Like, in the fact that you can hear me say no, understand why I say no, and still fight me on the fact that I'm saying no is crazy. Like, who else did you ask before me? And did you do this with them? And why
You
am
gonna
I?
ask the person that?
Sometimes I do, cause
Oh, okay.
I want to know how many people
Depending
getting
on
this
who it
pressure
is.
on. Yeah,
Huh?
I want to know who else getting this pressure that I'm getting, and why I can't be like them. And they just say no, and you call somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah. I get a lot of pressure, boy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
But your
A
circumstance, but
lot.
like something people need to understand though is my circumstances are not your circumstances, and your circumstances are not my circumstances, right? If I'm calling you and I put myself in a position where I need to call you for help, especially financial wise, then we need to take a look back at why don't I have the money to begin with? What am I not doing to have this money, or what did I do with my money to where I need to ask somebody else, or my items, or you know what I mean? Like we need to start asking other questions.
Yeah.
Like, hey, can I borrow 200 for what? What you asked me what I needed for? What you asking for me for? Like, how you gonna get mad at me that I'm trying to clarify where my money going? When I go to the store and I put a candy bar on the table, they say, all right, that'll be $5. I know where it's going, so why I can't
So
do
it
that?
ma so hold on. So it matters what they need to borrow the money for?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so let's just say John called. Let's just say John called. Let's just say John a good dude now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's just say John a real good dude. You know, John is a trustworthy brother.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, you can kind of count on him.
Mm-hmm.
He got good faith. He got a good reputation for himself,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And he called and he said, "Hey man, I need to borrow 100." You know, um, I got a ticket for speeding, and the due date coming up, man, and I gotta pay it back. I gotta pay it back because I mean I gotta pay the speeding ticket because if I don't, they're gonna suspend my license, man. But I don't get paid till the week after. So do you think I can maybe borrow the 100 so I could pay the ticket?
Did
You
John
gonna
live in
let
my
them borrow
state?
the huh?
John live in my state?
Do John live in your
Do
state?
John
Nah,
live close enough
John,
to where I can get to him?
John live in your home state. You know what I'm saying? This your family. This your family now.
John, go ahead and send me the login. I'll pay it for you. I got you.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, I got you.
okay.
I'll pay. I got you. I'm gonna pay it for you. And by
Oh,
the
that's
way,
how you go.
this ticket is $102, so I need everything back.
No, no. Okay, 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 okay. That's cool. So let's just say, boom, you loan John the money, right?
Let's say I do give it to him. Okay.
Yeah, boom. Let's just say, John said he gonna pay you back in 2 weeks when he get paid,
Mm-hmm.
right? John, John come up on a little lick. You feel me? He pay you back in a week. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
All right, boom.
Appreciate you.
We all right. We good looking out, John. You kept your word. You
Exactly.
know.
Yeah.
We fast forward a month in advance. John call you back. He like, hey man, remember last time you hooked me up?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I called you back, man, 'cause I know my word good with you, and if I got something going on and I'm in an uncomfortable situation, last time you helped me out, so I wanted to know if you could help me out again. So you're like, okay, John, what the situation is? So John, he like, hey man, I um I had some extra stuff come up in my household that I had to take care of with my girl,
Mm-hmm.
and because of that, man, I can't re up. I need to borrow 100 so I could go and get me a half an ounce of weed.
Mm.
You gonna let John borrow the 100?
No.
He's gonna pay it back in 2 weeks.
No. Go get a job.
Why not? John
Go,
got a job. John,
go get a
John got
job,
a
John.
job.
I am not about to let you re up on some weed. Go get a job,
No,
John.
not,
Cause you go to
not,
jail for
not
that about a
re-up.
hundred.
No, no, no. Not re-up to go sell. Not re-up to go sell. Like re-up like on his supply
Oh, he's
until he
trying to
get
smoke
paid.
weed.
Yeah.
Hell
He
no.
he No,
I would say
you
no
ain't gonna
twice. I would
what
say, you need $100 for some weed, John? Come on now, John. You better run off
John
on
is
the
a
plug if you
smoker.
need it that bad. Go. I don't
John
know
is a
what
smoker.
you better ask.
John is
You better ask one of your homeboys to match or something. You don't need it. You good, John? Wait till your next paycheck.
uh that's a no-go.
Wait till your next paycheck, John. I help you with your speed ticket because you need to get to work. You ain't finna lose. No, no,
No.
John. No.
No.
You could have said
Oh, so
anything.
that's
You
that
said weed. Nope.
what he said the weed in the
You,
weed. You ain't supporting the habit.
no, if you can't afford it, you don't need it. But that's
Oh
real though.
man.
That's real though. You don't need that to
Huh?
live. Like,
Huh?
like,
Have you ever had look, hold on. Before you judge,
mm-hmm.
have you ever had a habit?
A bad habit or like a habit at all? Because weed
A
not a
habit
bad
that's
habit, but
oh,
it's not
a habit that's costly.
a costing habit.
A costly habit.
Yeah, I play 2K. You know, sometimes I want to buy VC or whatever.
Sometimes you want to buy VC. What's that?
That's the virtual currency to upgrade your play in 2K. Sometimes I want to do that, or sometimes I want to get things in video games that cost some real money. Yeah, I had bad habits. I had habits like that, costly habits.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So before you knock down
Hmm.
for this weed,
Hmm.
you know what it's like to have a habit.
Yeah,
So,
but all my habits I can. So listen, for
you can
me,
afford.
for me, I've developed a philosophy that my girl that Molly actually helped me with, and it was if I can't buy something 3 times, I don't need it. if
Oh,
it's
that's
gonna
really
break my
neat.
bank account to the point where if I get this, I can't get something else. It's not that important. I don't need it.
Say it one more time. So
If
if you
if
the
I
three
can't get
times
it three
thing,
times, I don't need it. When I bought my PS5, I had 28 in the bank.
got it,
So it was like I didn't just spend my last 700 on the PS5. You know what I mean?
got it. And
So
that's no matter what it is that you buy, supposedly.
what it is that I buy. Like obviously a car, you need car payments, but like things like my PC is actually what made me develop this habit because I spent more than what I had trying to get it. But after that, I was like, I can't be like this again. Like I won't even buy a
Nice.
new phone because I know I can't buy three phones.
Some disconnection. But yeah, nah, I respect that with the habit. So you typically make sure you have three times the amount of money before you spend to purchase anything. Is that with like clothes and stuff as well?
That's what clothes. That's what everything. Like I need to make like I if I live a certain lifestyle, I need to make sure I can afford my lifestyle three times. That just is what it is. Because if I'm not a millionaire by any means, so I need to make sure that I'm straight. And if I have just enough to support what I'm doing, and I don't got enough for nothing else, then now I'm John.
Got it. Got it. Got it. And I, how do you feel about our culture? And most times they spend a lot of their money on like designer fashion and stuff like that instead of taking care of more of like the responsibility factor of life.
So I never actually dove into the whole topic of race, but I'm glad you brought that up because for me, I'm gonna be honest. Don't nobody owe nobody nothing. I'm, I can be real. I can be real. Like I've heard the slavery argument that they owe us our reparations. No, everybody that needed reparations, they died a long time ago. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. It didn't affect it didn't affect me. I should say. Teachings did from back then, but nothing physically affected me to the point where I feel like somebody owes me anything. Right? Do I feel like the pull yourself up by your own bootstraps is a valid argument? No, because not everybody has bootstraps to pull from. So,
And and when you say pull up by your bootstraps to the audience, can you explain that a little bit more thoroughly? Because everybody might not be aware of that, what that is.
all right. So there's this saying that says pull like grab your bootstraps and pull up, and that's basically
Like
saying get it out the
get it out the
mud
mud.
and it'll work. Or if you work hard enough, it'll work. That's not true for everybody. Some people
Got it.
fall into what they know. Some people have the teachings of what they gain and they go off of the teachings. And some people just don't get a chance to live life to the full extent. Some people can't afford a certain lifestyle. For me, I was granted opportunities. You know, I didn't get a small loan of $1 million. I didn't basically have like I didn't have $20,000 to just play with. You know what I mean? I don't know if my parents were living check to check. I don't know. They didn't share that with me. But all I knew is that I had an opportunity to do something, and that was play football. And football opened up doors for me personally.
Got it.
Um, so football opened up doors for me personally, but that's not everybody's case. Everybody can't play football because football takes a little bit of skill, a little bit of athleticism, a little bit of coordination, a lot of brain power, and I just happen to have all of it. And it just worked out for me. I found something that I love to do, and I did it to get me to be where I am today. And I had people to help me also do that. In college, I met teachers in college. I met friends in college. I met my fiance. I had people that helped me get to where I am and push me to where I am. Granted, that doesn't say that I didn't do it by myself. I just had people that believed in me. Some people can do it with no motivation. Some people can't. Some people just need different things, and some people don't even make it to the age of 21. So it's one of those situations where you can't look at life as if everybody has the same opportunities, because they don't. But at the same time, they do, if that makes sense.
Got it.
Because you still have a chance to find something. If you draw real good, use it. Don't draw real good and then go out here and fall to the streets because you feel like you had to. You didn't have to. You can draw real good. If you can
Yeah.
sing, why would you be singing and then do something
You could
stupid
draw
like,
real good.
yeah, or like,
Why you want to sing? Because everybody else singing, but you could draw real good. And
yeah.
everybody can't draw real good.
Or if you
Um,
can sing, and you like, and your homeboy say, "Hey, I know that singing thing may take off, but we can go hit this lick real quick and make 20 bands." Why? I can sing, but because you want it now, you do a dumb decision and you put yourself in a situation that you can't get out of, and then you want to say, "I didn't have the chance."
what you, I mean, how do you feel? You reference to that now, and as if it was in quotations. You know what I'm saying? So that is significantly a broad
Mm-hmm.
topic that we should actually focus on. Let's focus for a moment right now on that topic, and let's see if you could tell me a little bit more in depth about the now. Because we have a lot of people in our culture um, that acts now. You know, the now is what's changing a lot of the dynamics of our generation. They want money now. They
Mm-hmm.
want fame now. Um, like you said, they're gonna go and hit the lick because they don't want to wait for it. So how do you feel about that being a main part of our culture? And then it's everywhere we turn around, we see different factors and we see different YouTube videos, we see social media, we see promotion of everything happening now. It's like we almost live in a microwave society. Um, what do you feel about the now? Because the now can sometimes lead you to bad decision making, like you just said.
Absolutely. So with the thing about the now mindset is the people that you see that have it now, you don't see what they did to get it. You decide. Let's use me as an example. I was on my way home from picking up my fiance from college, and I came across this podcast that actually made me want to do my own podcast. Now this podcast had about 1,000 views, 10,000 views. They did all this, and I was like, I can do this, but I also want to use the podcast to put my voice into the world because it's something I want to do. Um, and I was like, podcasting is easy. It's not. You get into something and you realize it's not all it seemed to be, and
What what made it more complicated than what it really is?
the effort like you have to I haven't recorded a podcast since I think I dropped my last one last Sunday, and that that's not what I wanted it to be an every Friday thing, but sometimes I don't feel like recording that day, or I don't feel like recording this week, and that's wrong. People get to where they at because they know whatever they want to do takes hard work and effort, and that now mindset makes it seem like you post one episode and then it needs to be there. No, they constantly go on social media, they promote themselves, they Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. X. I was gonna say Twitter, but they changed it. They do everything that they can to make sure they're seen in one way or another, and people tend to forget the hard work aspect. Um, let's take singers for instance. People are now on social media singing just to say, "Oh, I can sing a little bit." They getting those 1,000 views, and then that 1,000 views turn to 10,000 because people are like, "Oh, this is the girl that was singing this song," or "This is my favorite song," or you know what I mean. They willing to put forth the effort. Granted, there's always that one person that posts one video go viral immediately. Anomaly. It happens, but if you keep focusing on that now aspect, you forget about all the hard work, and it's almost a slap in the face to the people that did it before you, because for you to feel like you just deserve it because you posted a video and they've been posting videos for the last 8 years and now they're famous. Like, it's one of those things where nothing comes now. It's never now, but social media is one of those things where you see the rewards and not how they got there. And since you don't see how they got there, you think they just walked into it.
Well, a part of speaking on the now was the society we live in. It's really sped up, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So, um, like you said, as people that you see that has put the work in, and then, for instance, you can have someone that they're really intricate with social media.
Mm-hmm.
They have a business, they promote it every day. Social media is like an algorithm in
Mm-hmm.
order for you to get more feeds and for the algorithm of whatever profile you're on to feed you into the feed that populates on other people's uh, social media accounts so they can actually add you. You have to post a certain amount of times a day consistently.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just say you have somebody that's a connoisseur that actually does that. They understand the algorithm, they understand social media, they have a business, they're really vested, and they're doing whatever it takes to build followers. And they've been doing it for a few years. And let's just say they have 20 or 30,000 followers,
Mm-hmm.
right? They've been putting in the work, right? And that's what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening.
We need to have more of the you said there was a difference between people that actually do it and then people that actually don't understand the work. All
Right.
right. You might have someone that come in, a younger generation kid. He might come in and he might have had a social media page for 5 or 6 months, and now he's created something that it's more of trendy. um, he does skits, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he create like a skit. He create one skit. The skit that he creates, it goes viral, and a week he has 100,000 followers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how do you think the dynamics of the two kind of play? So the person that's been doing it for a long time, do they envy the young kids? Because the young kids don't understand what it actually takes to gain that kind of success. They hit it instantly, like we're talking about the now factor.
Mm-hmm.
The now factor works in some different avenues. Not every avenue, but some people strike success instantly because they're in the right place
At the right
at the
time.
right time and they do the right thing.
I agree. And but people still, but the one thing that people are forgetting is it's still work. Like, this man or woman or whoever the kid was came in, took time and effort to make that skit, and blew up. Like, he didn't just think it was gonna blow up. He a part of him knew, okay, I have to understand that in order for me to get to where I want to get, I have to be consistent. And whether the first video blew up or the hundredth video blew up, it still took work to make whatever video blew up. Like, okay, let's go off of what you told me. An entrepreneur started selling something, started inventing something, and it took his thing 20 years to get 20,000 followers. And then somebody invents something like kind of better, but they put it out and it starts selling like hotcakes. It still took work. You know what I mean?
Got it.
Like, the the work isn't. how fast you can succeed. It's the will to succeed. How fast you succeed is one of those things where it can't be timed. It either happens or it doesn't happen. It may happen now. It may never happen. But the journey is the most important part, and people forget the journey and just want the outcome.
It is. And I think that's why it's important that whatever you do, you love it because it becomes something that you enjoy doing it because you love it. And when you enjoy doing something that you love, even though you're putting in the work and the consistency, you love doing it. So it doesn't seem like work. It doesn't seem like work to you.
Exactly. It don't feel like you're working. It feels like you're doing something you love to do that you're getting something out of.
Got it.
But that's how I feel about that whole thing. Cause I don't I don't like when people say, "Oh, you fresh out of college and you already living the life you want to live," or "You fresh out of college and you're already doing better than me." I hear that a lot. Family says, "I didn't expect this to happen," or, you fresh out of college, you went to college, you got a job, you doing what you want to do. Yeah, I worked for this. You know what I mean? This didn't just
Mhm.
happen. You know what I mean? We were in the same situations, and I made the best out of every situation.
That's great. It takes a strong individual to do that. And I think um, every individual should experience some form of college to help them learn a lot of aspects that makes them better at becoming the person that they want to be. Um, tell us a little bit about that because you experienced that away from home, right? You
Mm-hmm.
left home, you went off, and you're going off, and the experience that you landed made you the gentleman you are today. And
Mm-hmm.
because of that, you get comments, like you just said, from people that has been in this world longer, has had more experiences than you,
Mm-hmm.
but has not had the right kind of choices or the right kind of influences. And because of that, they feel like you've landed better opportunities in life than them.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna start off by saying college is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, and college is hard. Like, it's not. You go and watch movies and shows and you see parties and all of that, and yes, that's an aspect of it. But especially being a student athlete, you don't see the fact that almost every morning I was waking up at 5 a.m. to go practice, and then I go get breakfast, and then I'm in class, and then I'm in class, and I'm at practice, and I'm back in bed like at 11, 10 o'clock at night. So it's one of those things where, and I'm far away from home. That plays a big aspect because when you feel like you want to, let's say, run away from home, or you feel like you want to be on your own, or you feel like you want to get out your mama house, or you feel like, oh, I can't stand it here, in a situation like that. When you go on your own, that's it. You on your own, pal. You are by yourself, and people handle it different ways. I've developed a group around me that I can call family now that weren't born in the blood, and off of the experience I learned from college. And some people do. Some people just be solo in college, and for those people, I feel like it's a little harder. Um, but when you look at everything from what it is, you notice that the struggles and trials and tribulations you go through is real. And learning in college goes far beyond the classroom. Everything you learn in class in college can be learned online. But hearing it online and hearing it from a professional, where you get that one-on-one time and they can break it down for you, and they can help it in the way you understand it, and they can talk through it with you, it means a lot more to you. College is learning with the for people that do religion and people that understand religion, you can go to church or you can read the Bible by yourself. Reading the Bible by yourself, you can see it and interpret it the way you want to interpret it and get your own feeling. But when you in church and you hear the way somebody else interpret it and the way this person interpreted it, you start to learn there's more than one way to look at life. So for college, if you go to it for the learning aspect, you tend to figure out a different level of understanding of how things work, and that's what college
Where you
did for
going?
me.
I was like, they fucking up my perfume. Right.
No, I understand.
Huh?
I understand. I understand.
Like, I just, nice speaking.
But no, I totally understand where you're at. Um,
Yeah,
I
but
totally understand.
my
But
oh, go ahead.
go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say my guest has to leave, so we're gonna wrap up this portion of the show, and then I'm gonna come back for the closing arguments. But I'm gonna let him say his goodbyes real quick before I go ahead and wrap up the show.
No, I'd like to thank y'all again, Shalar. Um, it was a great experience being a guest on the show. I definitely look forward to coming in again and talking on some of these topics. It was a great opportunity. I hope you continue to learn more about your passion and speak to the people so you can get your voice out here on the streets.
Absolutely.
The more followers you get, the more the people will feel like they'll need you. And we all feel like sometimes our voice can help other people. So I hope you again allow me to be a host on the show. Um, I hope we get some good ratings from this. I could be considered as a co-host, you know. Um,
Absolutely.
but no, thanks again. Nash gonna go ahead and check out, man. Thank y'all again for having me on the show. Shalar, you take it easy, man. Keep your head up and keep pushing.
Absolutely. You too. Um.
Alrighty.
All right. All right. So that was my host. That was my co-host for the day, Nash. He taught me a lot about life growing up. But one thing I can say is this episode I hope brought a lot of light to how we think and how sometimes the way people think can hurt you in a way, or sometimes people's situations are not your own. But if you can help. I, one of those things, one of those senses of entitlement that we bring, kind of influences the way the next generation is. So basically, I'm gonna leave y'all with some words of wisdom. I say, burst your bubble. Step outside of your bubble. Understand what people are going through, but don't put yourself in a situation to where you end up in a bad spot because somebody else is in a bad spot. Or focus more on the journey than trying to get the outcome. Because the love is in the journey, man. And it means a lot to me for y'all coming out and supporting the host of this show. And who's the host? Me, your boy, Shalar, of Shalar Talks podcast. I hope this episode suits y'all well, and I'm leaving. Good night. Appreciate y'all.